making all this money in the bank, have money in the bank, if you physically can't enjoy it? What good is about having the relationship with your wife and your kids if you don't have the money in the bank to take care of them, or you're physically not in shape? How can you lead your kids spiritually or your family spiritually if you're not spiritually connected? So, to me, this is kind of like the have-it-all lifestyle, right? Taking care of your body, taking care of spirituality, take care of your family, and take care of your business. Take care of your business, take care of your money. So these four things are all, just to me, it's a have-it-all lifestyle. Take care of your body, take care of your spirit, take care of your relationships, and take care of your business. Well, what happens is, with these four things, that the majority of the people are focusing on what? Business. They're focusing on money, right? They're focusing on money, but they're neglecting their family. Any testimonies there? Any testimonies on that one? Type in the chat box, me, that's you. If you are taking care of your business, type in the chat box if you're done. Take care of your family, but you're making money, but you're not taking the time that you feel that your family deserves, because you're out there working your butt off. Okay, type it in. Because you know.
Yeah, I was like, you know
the fact. Y'all know. Okay? So, and we have the guilt and the shame of doing that, right? So what about going out there and
I'm glad I'm saying about these white folks.
But now we don't feel like we're connected to anything. We have like a spiritual connection to anything. And we feel like we're this or we're that. It is important to feel connected. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are,
right.
But it's important to feel connected, to have that some kind of that connection. It's also important. So again, it's all the lifestyle. So a lot of people will master one thing, maybe two things if they're lucky, but not all four. So we're teaching here, kind of like how to master all four of these things, right? The body, your spiritual connection, your business, and all these things. So anyway, so Jake came in. Jake just dominated. He proved himself over and over and over again. And so I'm just honored and proud that he's going to be on this call right now. I'm going to introduce him, and he's going to talk about, what it was like when he and I first met. He's going to talk about, when the conversations that we had. Yeah. He's going to talk about what he took from that and what he did and how he and how he became who he is now. If you don't know who Dr. Jake Tayler is, go on Instagram, see who he is. You see, go on social media, you'll see who he is. Okay? So without further ado, I want to bring on the man himself, Dr. Jake Tayler. Jake, right there, sir.
Can you hear me? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Man, Ray, it's always a pleasure and an honor to just even hear you say some nice things about me. I don't say that to be facetious, but we got off to a rough start, man. Ray, like you said, we're two bulls in a China house, and just sizing each other up, and I would like to think that just as you were challenging me, I would like to think I was challenging you too, just as a mentee, because I'm somebody, and if a lot of you all are listening right now, I'm somebody that I'm a person of show me. So just because you're in a position, or just because you're the president or the CEO of the IMO, doesn't mean that you morally are doing what you say that you do. Just because you have the position to give me a contract doesn't mean that you're somebody of integrity. And these are the things that matter most to me. And so it wasn't just about Ray holding me accountable. It was me being able to see Ray show up every day like he said that he would. It was me being able to see Ray come through and do everything that he told me to do. So Ray, I actually like to say I thank you, because I was just a knucklehead trying to figure out my way. But you allowed for me to figure it out. And I don't know if, how many of you or how long you all have been in the industry, but a lot of times you join IMOs that tell you, you know, it's your business and then dictate how you run your business. You know, they tell you that we run FEs or we run this, and that's all you know. And you never got to get trained on anything else in the business that will allow for you to build a legitimate business. And I've always been a rule breaker. If it doesn't make sense, I'm breaking a rule. But if you can justify it, I'll color in between the lines. But if your only justification is this is just how we do it, I'm not with that, because I'm about efficiency. I'm somebody, if I find an issue or I find a problem, I want to find the solution to that problem and prove it. And I'm somebody that I've always told Ray that I'm gonna show you. We don't need to do any talking. I'm going to show you. And so I've been licensed since 2015. I haven't been licensed a very long time. I've been full-time in the industry since 2016. My first $1 million producing year was in 2017. But producing $1 million at 2017 meant jack squat when you found out for the first time what a chargeback was. You found out for the first time the cost of lead generation. So by the time you look up, you had all these agents, you only made, you know, $70,000, $80,000 commission, and then you own the horse again. And for me, I don't know about you all, but I didn't come into this industry to make an impact, to be on nobody's horse but my own. You find yourself, like Ray was saying, you know, working in this business, only thinking about leads and, you know, closing deals every single day. And it's almost like you can't ever stop hunting. You can't never stop, you know, being on appointments. You can never stop, you know, going to houses and going to presentations, or else your income would suffer. And I didn't like that. I wanted to figure out what solution could be better. And Ray can attest, me trying to find another solution had nothing to do with me not being a top producer. I've always been a top producer. I've always, whether it was a recruiting model, I don't know if you guys came up in the industry through the MLM world, Primerica's and companies like that. I got licensed with Primerica. I hated it, absolutely hated it, because the only thing they taught us was recruiting. And then you recruit. Well, how do I get a client? You find a recruit. Then a recruit is going to take you to a client. And I don't know any real business in America that you got to focus on recruiting somebody to get a client. You know, I don't really know a lot about a lot, but I do know that if I don't have a legitimate way to get in front of a qualified client without having to recruit, that's not a model I wanted to be in. The second model was the final expense mortgage protection model. That is a great model to start to be in, but as you progress as an expert in the industry, you're not supposed to stay there. But most of us don't know that. You get on the FE mortgage protection train, and then you're hooked on this train because there's no other valuable train or more profitable train. Then they're not telling you about any other things or any other ways. So you're stuck doing direct mail. You're stuck doing Facebook leads. You're stuck triple dialing on the phone. 20 years in the game, still triple dialing. You know, I don't know about you all, but my papa taught me, if you study history, son, you can catch your future. And I was studying the history of the industry. And I said, I don't want that life either. I'm sorry. You know, if you all are doing it right now, I understand. I didn't want to go in people's houses that I didn't want to go in. I was tired of acting like I didn't see a roach. Excuse me. I know some of y'all. I didn't want to act like I didn't see a roach or a bug. I was tired of, you know, being scared of sitting on the tip of the couch. If you've been in the field, you know what I mean. The tip of the couch sit. And you just sit there and you don't want to move. I was tired of going to people's houses with big old dogs. I'm scary of all dogs, big and small, short or tall. I'm a run from every dog. I just didn't want it. You know, I'm not an animal person. So I was tired of cats, just going by my leg, and then the owner telling me that it's just because they love me. Sorry, Kendra, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And so I'm telling Ray there has to be a better way. And Ray is just like every other mentor in the industry. This is what needs to be done. We do what we got to do. Just produce, Jake. And then, you know, I'm like, Ray, I can't do it. So I said, Ray, I got a new model that I want to try because, one, I've never been a guy that enjoys selling on the first day. I've never enjoyed that. It always made me feel icky, if for lack of better words. I never felt good selling on the first day, especially if they were new to insurance. They didn't really understand it. It took me time to learn the industry. So in an hour and a half, you're telling me that I got to close a client to get them to commit to me for the rest of their life for 1 hour and a half, 30-minute presentation. That just didn't feel right to me either. And so I'm trying to figure out which way best suits me. And in this industry, individuality is not something that is praised. It's either this way or that way, and that's it. And if you got any bit of individual bone in your body, you get ostracized and made to feel like you're crazy, or that you're a nuisance, or that you talk too much, or, you know, whatever the case is. And I just didn't like that either. And I just appreciate Ray and ICANN for just letting me do what I needed to do. And I promised Ray, I said I was going to not only produce more, I was going to have better books of business. I wasn't going to have a lot of chargebacks, and I was going to get rich, and he was going to see it. And he said, only thing Ray said was prove it. If anybody knows Ray, he's a prove it guy. Just prove it to me. Stop talking to me. So that's what I did. And from doing that, we created our own model. I transitioned from being just an insurance agent to becoming more than an agent. And I don't know about you all, but I'm not just an insurance agent. My life isn't just about writing and signing a policy, and that's the end all be all. A lot of us have specialties and skill sets that we have that we put aside just because you got an insurance license and you can get in advance. I just wasn't like that. I wanted to be more than just an agent. Press the number 1 or raise your hand if you've ever done a financial report or something of the sort for your client, like a budgeting or an audit to see how much money they have, or some type of suitability to make sure that they had their finances. Okay. And then what do we typically do? We try to find their budget, right? And then we say, okay, based on this budget, what can you do? That in itself alone lets us know that that client doesn't have a true understanding of the value of what you're offering. So if I have to do if I'm doing a budget just to get you to purchase something, the odds of that client staying on the books is not going to be more than a year and a half max. So we don't even have a solid a book of business that we can leverage or sell when we're all done, because our clients never stay on the books. So then we look at, you know, how name a time that you ever sat with a client and you know deep down in your heart, and I'm going to raise my hand on this one too, that they weren't going to keep that policy, but you was going to hope that they was going to keep it long enough because you needed to get a bill to be paid. Okay, we can be honest. You like, listen, listen, just keep it 3 months, okay? I can deal with that later. I got new policies I'm putting on the books. It's going to clean that up, but I have to pay some bills. Well, if that is you, I've been in that position. It's hard to be a person of integrity when the only way you can make money in this industry is by selling a policy based on commission. Because if it's you paying bills for your family, or you leaving that house without a sale, it's eat or get eaten. It is I'm closing and I'm getting a sale. And matter of fact, before we even get into the house, we're in our cars, pumping ourselves up, saying, we finna get this closed. I'm getting this closed today. And this is what we're taught. I'm getting this close. The moment that we said that was the very moment that that client was no longer first when it comes to us serving that client. And there's nothing that anyone could ever tell me. There is no way that any one of us can admit that the moment that I thought about myself in that moment or in that time was me saying that that client comes first. When in this industry, we all swear up and down that we're in this for the client. It's just not true. And it's not any of our faults. It's just simply because we weren't taught any different. We're salesmen, taught by salesmen, taught by salesmen or saleswomen, taught by saleswomen, taught by saleswomen. And we think that we're any different than a salesperson. No, we are just salespersons. And our only job is to sell a product as an agent for the insurance carrier. And we get our commissions. And we tell our client that we're their agent for life. But we don't really mean it, because unless we're getting paid, it's hard to pay attention to a client you already got paid off of. Just being honest. And I did not want to do that. Myron, I didn't want to do it. I knew that there had to be a better way, and I just was going to do it. And what I learned was this. When I was a part of those MLM, Primerica type of companies, or even other IMOs, has anybody ever been a part of an IMO that sold trainings, courses, conferences, leads, and also sold recruitment fees for you to recruit for the organization? Everybody says yes. Some say currently. Some say right now. Well, if insurance was the only way to make money, why is the company owners making money in all these other avenues, but telling us to just put our head down and only write policies? They're making money off of leads. They're making money off recruits. They're making money off conferences. They're making money off of sales trainings. They're making money off of books. But we are just supposed to just talk about the brand of this company, how amazing it is, and only make money as an agent when they have 5 or 6 streams of income for the same offer. Roy, that didn't sit right with me. You cannot tell me that that sits right with you when you really think about it. So you spend 10, 20 years of your career talking about, you know, your IMO or your organization's company. I'm with this company. So you're really building stake and equity in the brand of a company that you don't have equity in. I wasn't okay with that either. And when we think about the model of just running leads, direct mail leads, without building a true brand, most of your clients don't even know where to send referrals to, because you just came from a lead. There is no brand equity in your company name. You just were a sales agent, or you were a senior benefits consultant going into the field in representation of senior benefits, or in representation of the bank, when that's not true. And there's no brand that your company can associate with. How many of us, press the number 1, have never been taught the importance of a website? Most agents right now don't even have a website to send clients to that, if you do, the other company owns. Well, in business in America, we typically look at the validity of a company based on their existence that we can research, right? James, when you find out something new about a person or a company, isn't it easy just to go online, figure out if they're legitimate, figure out if they're real, figure out what their reviews are, figure out what people are saying? But in our industry, oh no, the company has a website, but you as the agent are never taught to build your own. Where do you keep your potential clients? Where do you the CRMs in our journals? These are issues and problems that I was dealing with that I just did not think was legitimate. So what I'm going to do here, and I have a saying that says, if you're not online, you no longer exist. You do not exist if you're not online. So I'm going to share my screen, so y'all can figure out who's this guy, right? I want y'all to figure out who's this guy that's talking. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you what I've done, who I am. I'm also going to show you what others have said that I've done or that I am, and how it can benefit you, what we're talking about. I'm trying to share my, am I restricted to share certain things, Ray or Jose?
No, you shouldn't be.
Because it won't let me get to my Google. Hold on one second. One second. Hello, Google. Okay. Let me see. Go to my Zoom again. I'm going to share my screen. Here it goes. Okay. Thank you. So, who is Tayler Jacobs? Based on what has been done, based on the value that I believe that me and our company were able to do, I've been accepted in the Forbes Council. Anybody, if you're familiar with Forbes, press the number 1. Yes, Victor. Yes. Okay. So I'm a part of the Forbes Business Council. I've been featured in Yahoo News for teaching my specific strategy as a consultant. I've been featured in Yahoo Finance as one of the top black entrepreneurs to follow last summer. I've been in Entrepreneur Magazine, the 5 actionable steps to pave your own way to financial freedom. These are all just things that, you know, I've been recognized, and me and my team have been recognized for in what we do and how we do it. And the reason why I showed you that was simply because being seen online is important for your brand. And I think that it's important for your peers to actually see the value that we've brought. You know, over just last year, we were the number 3 producing agency in the entire company of Emeritus. And I think that's something that's important for us to recognize too as well. So I'm going to share my screen here and talk about some of the things. That that needs to change. The old model in a new world. Every industry. Can y'all see my screen before I start talking? Okay. Every industry in the world, has changed. The way that we travel has changed. The way that we lodge. A lot of us, you know, have you heard of just nod your head if you've heard of Airbnb. A lot of us would never have considered sleeping in someone else's home until Airbnb considered it safe. The way that we travel has changed. Raise your hand if you've ever taken an Uber or a Lyft. You know, from an app, from a stranger, not a yellow cab that you're like, okay, they could be legit, but you've taken an Uber or a Lyft from a stranger that literally from an app that said they got enough stars. You know, we talk about all these industries that are changing and evolving. Even when it comes to currency, they're trying to decentralize currency to put it back in the hands of the people. But in our industry, we're the last industry to change. We're still doing things in the same exact manner that we were doing 20, 30 years ago and expecting for things to be the same. And it has to change. When we talk about an old model in a new world, everything in this world has changed. Yet, in everyone on this call right now, We know it's important that we adopt technology. We know that it's important that we evolve from how we do business. But Roy, nobody has came and taught us how to transition. So what typically happens when a new era comes? The old era gets extinct no matter your age. I'm talking about how you do business. In the new era that is up on how business should be done now gets all of the wealth because the old era has not been trained on the new ways of doing business. So it's not, Myron, that you all are not wanting the change. It's who is going to take the time to teach and educate on how to effectively take your business to the next level. So this is one way that's costing you millions of dollars. And like I told Ray, I said, Ray, whether you want to accept this or not, I'm not running another direct mail lead. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling y'all I'm that crazy. I'm that crazy. I'm not saying for you not to do final expense. I'm saying I'm that crazy where I was fed up and I was committed to finding a new way. 2, I was tired. Well, another way that's costing you millions, the one trick and pony syndrome. You got the one trick pony syndrome. What do you do? Sell policies. How do you do it? Now. That's a one trick pony syndrome. Well, how can I make money without sleeping? Get agents to do what? Sell policies. When to do it? Now. And the only thing about our business is selling policies or recruiting people to sell policies. And that, to me, what if I didn't want to recruit a lot of people? That's me. James, I'm not somebody that wants to recruit a lot of people. You know, I'm not somebody that wants to be overriding 1,000 people and being responsible for people that don't want to do the work. And now I got to pay an override for something that somebody else did. And if they leave, it all rolls up to me. I'm not okay with that. I'm sorry, Katina. Hugh, I'm not with that. So the only way for me to be able to generate passive income is from my renewals now. Well, then I have to 20 years in the game of renewals and hoping nobody falls off the mark. And then the renewals are pennies on the dollar if you were to be honest. 2 to 5% is pennies on the dollar. After you get into your second year on your renewals, if your client just calls you twice a year and stays on the phone with you for an hour, you actually lose money every client. So that way it's costing us million. Another way that's costing us million is the duck, duck, goose game. You know what the duck, duck, goose game is? The duck, duck, goose is not knowing where your clients are coming from. Duck, duck, goose. I pay the IMO for leads and I hope I get some good ones. Duck, duck, goose. They say that these leads are directed only to me. But how can you verify that? We're paying $42, $36 for an A lead. And Carol, we don't even know if the lead is really an A lead. We're just hoping that lead is specific to me. The duck, duck, goose game. Then we're going to see clients that really just wanted to price shop, and we're trying to figure out a way how to turn and how to play goose with them. I just want to get them. If I can get them up and start chasing, we start chasing each other, then I can leave this place with a sale. Well, I didn't want that either. That's costing us millions. The next way that's costing us millions is we don't know our worth. Let me ask you a question. When you go to the doctor, don't you have to pay some type of copay or appointment fee? When you go to see your counselor or your life coach, don't you have to pay to see them? Yes. When you go and talk to a consultant, don't you have to pay to talk to that consultant? Yes. When you need to consult with a lawyer, don't you have to pay to consult with a lawyer? Yes. We're the only industry that is taught that it's an open ending. You can talk to me and schedule appointments with me for free. So people can literally schedule time on your schedule, waste your time, and you not get compensated for it. How many of us went on an appointment, you gave your heart on that appointment, and you didn't close? If you were to count that and just count $125 for an hour consultation, I promise you some of you would have $100,000 or more in your bank account right now from the amount of free appointments that you give. Well, let me say something, Nala. The reason why we give free appointments is because our clients aren't checking for us. We're checking for them. They're not coming to us, Carol, wanting Carol to talk to you. They're just filling out a form in a direct mail that said, are you interested? Well, there's a lot of stuff that we're interested in, Terrence. Anton, there's a lot of stuff we're interested in. How many times have we filled out a form just because we wanted to see what was on the other side? I just want to see. I don't want no one to call me. And then you accidentally pick up the phone and all of a sudden they're in your house. But in your mind, Roy, you know you're saying no. You can come in my house, but I know I'm telling you no. But because we don't know our worth, we're out here operating like used car salesmen, just wanting to get a sale, and hoping that there will be a difference. And we wonder why people treat people in the insurance industry like the lowest people on a totem pole when we actually bring the most value to society, guaranteed. Then the last thing that's costing us millions, chargeback hamster wheel. You can't get on to stay off and stay off to get on if you chose. You got one good client, you close them, you going in the house, and it's the dance you're doing. You go home, you're telling your husband, your wife, and you, get it. I just closed a big deal. The very next month, no charge back. You like, okay, but you can't really sleep at night because you know you got 9 months of this up and down. Then you text your client just to say, hey, how you doing? Because you know it was a big close. Then they don't respond to you like as fast as they used to. So now you in your head like, oh, they finna charge back. Oh my God, they finna charge back. Oh, I know they about to charge back. And lo and behold, no call, no show. James, you get a charge back. And you just closed another big policy. And it's the last week of that month for you to get commission. You're looking at your spouse like, I promise I'm great. It's the chargeback, honey. I'm out here working hard. It's the chargeback. and listen, I was tired of that too. That chargeback hamster wheel, I didn't want to be on it. And because I didn't want to be on it, I had to figure out a way myself how to learn and adopt a new way that was going to be beneficial. That was going to be beneficial for me in my business long term. And there had to be a better way. So we're finna go to the board and see about this better way. Let's go to the board and see about this better way. Let's go to the board and see about this better way. And I want you all to tell me if this isn't the life that we're taught. Hold on. Oh, wait. I said, let's go to the board. And the board not plugged up. That's how a lot of us be in these dark houses right now. You done drove all the way to their house, Darnell, and you thinking this a good client. And you knock on the door. They looking at you. You looking at them. And they acting like they don't know who you are. Yeah. So some of y'all laughing because you know I'm telling the truth. Okay, so oh, those circles can't even be seen. Okay, so boom. If y'all can see this board, let me know. If you can see this board, let me know. It'll show that on there, but you should see it on yours. It should be good on yours. Black.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. Okay. I'm unsure if y'all can't see the circles though. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to draw them. Okay. Alrighty. So this is what we're taught. This is what we're taught. You get a client, you get a lead. Then that lead turns into a consultation, which is like a webinar, seminar, presentation. Does that sound about right? Just nod your head if that sounds about right. So you get a lead, you got a consultation. You're doing it for free. So then from the consultation, the time period is anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour and a half of your presentation, seminar, or webinar. And then from there, Roy, what do? We close on a policy. Does that system sound about right? Okay. Now, let's just be humans for 1 second. Let's be humans. I don't think any of us met our wife or husband, gave them a good 30 minutes and an hour and a half of your time, and said, commit to me for a lifetime, baby. Well, James looked like he tried to do that. James looked like he tried to say, baby, I'm all you need. So it doesn't happen. Why? Because you need a little bit more time to process a lifelong commitment. So we want these clients to be our clients for a lifetime. We want them to bring their children to us and their grandchildren to us, but it doesn't happen often. Why? Because there was no time for a true relationship to be built and to be educated. Some of us are 10, 20 years in the industry and we still don't know how every policy works in and out right now. Some of us can't even recall exactly how to break down the fee chart of an IUL and how to determine how the insurance company even makes money on options to be able to do the indexing portion. Some of us don't even know how to truly build wealth inside of insurance policies still, and we've been in the industry for a while. We know enough to sell it, enough to keep them, without depths of how to actually utilize and activate it, other than dying. So guess what? We want our client, and in 30 minutes to an hour and a half, to commit to us long term, when there were no preliminary relationship building education along the way. This process, y'all, this didn't work for me. Because you're going to charge back HE double hockey sticks. It just happens. You claiming that you of God in heaven, but you in charge back hell. You're like, God, where are you? Okay? It's a little hot in this industry. I'm a little hot. So I didn't like this process because this process is transactional. And nobody likes to be in a transactional relationship. No one, Alan, no one likes to be in a transactional relationship. And what have you found out in this industry? Typically, the more educated a client is already coming to you, the easier it is to keep them and to close them. Is that true? Your best clients are ones that they're already kind of familiar. They kind of have an understanding of it. You know, they had it before, but they got used in the wrong way with another agent, but they've learned and they're looking for a much better structured policy. Those are typically our best clients. Why? Because they're already educated. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to broaden my scope and say, how can I build a relationship with my client without it taking a bunch of my time, and educate them, and I can make money the entire way. Now this sounds like a lot that we got to figure out how to do. But in truth, I knew I had a solution. So I said, okay, if I want people to take me seriously, what I need to do is I need to present myself like a professional. What's a professional? A professional is somebody that brings so much value that people would pay you just for an appointment. And I don't know about you all, but every single one of our clients pay $150 for an appointment with us. So while people pay for leads, our leads pay us to see them. You like that, Carol? Nala, y'all like that? Carol said, yes, please now. Okay. So with this here, I said, okay, how can I get my lead to actually want me? How can I get my lead to actually want me? Oh, it's very simple. They got to get to know me and be educated by me to actually want me. So what we did was, with technology, we actually created a webinar or video or a seminar. In this area, we did a webinar, which is nothing but a seminar on the web. Raise your hand if you've done a seminar before. At a church, in a house, raise your hand if you've done a presentation, in front of somebody, one-on-one. Those are nothing but, a webinar is nothing but a presentation that's done on the web so that anybody can see it at any time. Now, with a webinar, all you have to do is do it one time. So versus leading somebody to come and sit with you one-on-one to waste your time, now you're leading them to a video that's going to explain the same thing you were going to explain in a presentation. Got me? Nala, you paying attention? Taking notes? Okay. So once they went from the webinar, the goal was not to immediately close them on a policy. So if this is a policy, the goal was not to close them on a policy immediately. That is not the goal. The goal was now to find a way to educate them about what their product is, how it benefits them, and how they can utilize it. So for me and my team, we teach private banking with insurance. This is my textbook that I wrote. 8.5 by 11 textbook that teaches families how to build wealth with life insurance and how to utilize this to actually enact it while they're living. See, a lot of us as insurance agents, we teach these long-term products. You can build it, you can grow it for retirement, but we cram all of that information into 30 minutes or an hour and a half, and then that's it. And then we want them to make a commitment. No, I take them from the webinar, and then from the webinar, I'm talking about private banking, how you can be your own bank, how you can utilize insurance to become your own banking system, how to do all these things. That's what I'm teaching in my textbook, right? In my textbook, I got examples, templates, pictures. It's the whole nine. Teaching them how to do that, how to build their family, how to make money with their policy, how to lend, how to start a business from it. So I'm trying to educate them, Roy, on not just getting the policy, but what to do with it after you get it. Now, there are clients that I had, Darnell, that was like, I ain't trying to do all that. So you know what I told them? Well, I'm not trying to be your agent. Because just like you have the choice to work with me, guess what, y'all? I have the choice to work with you. And if you're not willing to do the work prior to meeting me, that lets me know you're going to blame me for not understanding the product. And I'm not putting my E&O and I'm not putting my license at risk for anybody that's not willing to do the work. That sounds like a professional, not a salesperson. And with that license, y'all, we have the ability to literally print money from scratch. Do we know that? If you short that insurance license, you got to pay a bill. You got to pay rent. All you got to do is find one client and all your worries are going away. And I'm not putting that ability to print money in the hands of negligence because I'm not willing to do the work to make sure my client is educated. In an hour and a half seminar is not enough education. Okay? So what's the next thing? The next thing we do, y'all, I say, well, from the webinar is what is going to happen here. I'm actually doing it live of how you're going to put people through the process. I'm going to talk about my program at the end. From the webinar, you want to take them to some type of education. So this is where we actually have a course. Some type of course or curriculum. Some type of course or curriculum that they're paying for to get more education. I'm going to show you how much money our company made with just selling courses and consultations last year alone. So we went from the webinar to a course curriculum to educate them. Well, why am I not doing that for free, Jake? Here's why. Y'all ready for this? Your job as an insurance agent, Carol, as an insurance agent is to sell a policy for the insurance company. It is not your job to educate and maintain that client, technically. Jake, what do you mean? You are a sales rep. So what you're supposed to do is actually send them to the insurance company and they call customer support, customer service with the insurance company. You're just a sales rep. So me educating my client, me walking my client with consultations is not a part of the deal. That is separate. And we're merging the two together like they're synonymous. They're not. When I sell you a policy for the insurance company, I'm a marketing sales agent. Me servicing that client, annual or quarterly consultations, me looking at doing a life insurance audit, those things are not free. Those are services that you could be offering and getting paid off of. Why is this important? Because think about it. The insurance company has created the best, cheapest customer support in the entire business model. Why? They paid you one time. You got your little advance. You paid for the lead. You did the marketing. You drove to their house. You inputted the information. You followed up with the client. You gathered all the email as a field underwriter. Then you got paid. Cool. Say $1,000, $1,500. But then now you're responsible for managing that client for 20 years for the insurance company. While the insurance company only gives you 3 to 5% renewals. Think about that. So let's do the math. If I'm getting 3 to 5% renewals, say the policy is $100 a month. That means I'm getting $5. I'm getting $5 a month for that client. If I multiply that times 12 months, that's $60. If you do a quarterly report to look at their audit, look at their finances, make sure they're good, or you do one insurance audit a year, like we say that we're going to do. Don't we say that we're going to do that? I'm going to look at you once a year to ta-ta-ta. If you charge $60, let's say $40 an hour for consultation, minus the gas, you actually lost money servicing that client. You lose money servicing the client. So that's why I say you have to separate it. This is why we teach in More Than an Agent how to become a consultant, not just an agent. Because when you grow to being a consultant, you in that life insurance license is a piece of what you do. It is not everything that you do. To only be an insurance agent is an insult to all of the things you can teach somebody every day. So, what do? We sell them a course. And it's not just any course. No, this is a course that's going to break down some type of wealth building strategy utilizing the instrument of insurance or whatever your financial instrument is. So it's not enough to just teach your client about the policy. It's also teaching them what to do with it after. I believe in my amendment to the right to bear arms. I believe in my amendment. Okay? But if we were to put a gun in every house in America and say you have a right to bear arms, but we do not train them on how to utilize that gun, how to protect themselves, gun safety, how to communicate when you have a gun in the license, you are not protecting America. You are actually hurting America because now you have guns in people's hands that don't know how to use it. That's exactly what we're doing with these policies. We're selling them policies, but their children don't even know what to do with the policy when they get it. What do we say? We write on the front of the policy, and what do we write? This is who you call if somebody dies. This is what happens when this happens. And you taught them all of that in an hour and a half. How can they remember that? Most of us don't even know where our own policies are, and we're insurance agents. You just say, I think it's with all these companies out and sold for. It's with one of them. Just call them all. This is why we have to transition to becoming a consultant. We got to develop more skills outside of selling insurance. How to create trust. How to do your taxes. How to set up corporations. How to do financial audits. How to do budgeting. Why? Because if they don't fix their budgeting, which are their habits, they're not going to be your insurance client for long. So you can find money for them, Carol, right now. But it didn't change their habit. So you replaced the insurance policy when you found the money. But if the habit doesn't get checked and you don't help them break that habit, what do you think they're going to do? Go back to the habit or keep the policy? They're going to go back to the habit. That's why we have to evolve, or else our income will stay predicated on that. So what do? We actually teach them some type of wealth strategy using the insurance policy as a tool. So after we made money doing this, now, Jake, do we close them? No. Because just because they got educated doesn't mean that I know their financial position. So now what does every doctor need to do? A doctor will say we need to do an x-ray, exams. You go to the dentist. If the dentist looked at you and said, hey, you know what, Alan? You're looking like you got about 9 cavities. Let me just get up in there and just start working on them teeth. You're going to look at that dentist and you're going to say respectfully, disrespectfully, no, I'm out of here. Why? because there was no due diligence being done on the audit. But what do we do when we go into a house because we're trying to get a commission sale? We're literally doing blanket sales with blanket objections, with blanket sales strategies. Can you do and think about it. When you ask somebody what's their budget, they typically say $100 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, or $250. Those are the magic 3 numbers. And if they're big dogs, $500 a month. That immediately should let you know they have no idea what their budget is. No idea. And so you leave in the house, man, I close a $250 a month deal. Not realizing that if you actually took your time, that client should have been a $30,000 commission deal. But because we don't know and we haven't been taught the right way to do this industry and this business, we're shortcutting ourselves by a ton. So let's go back. Boom, I offer my course or my curriculum. So what's the next thing? Now they got to get an x-ray. I do not do appointments. I don't type this, but I want to see those of y'all that I can see your faces. Right? Say, I want you to mouth, I do not do appointments. Okay, good. I only do consultations. Say that. Now, Jake, why would you say that? Because in this industry, it's like taboo. Appointments are just supposed to be free. No. I'm not price checking no policy for you. I'm doing a consultation because I need to figure out, I need to do a soft financial audit. I also have to do a life insurance policy audit that's going to take my time, which is going to cost. Y'all see that? If I'm doing an appointment to close a deal, I'm only doing the appointment to close a commission policy. But how can you effectively close a commission policy if you don't understand where they truly are financially? Do y'all get where I'm going with this? So, guess what I do, Carol? We say, okay, now you need a consultation because we have to do an audit. You can call it a life insurance audit. You can call it a financial audit. Whatever your audit is, it has to be an audit, and that also comes with a cost. When I first got started, it was like $25, $50 for the cost. But as I got good and people started to get results and were becoming aware of their bad habits, it made it easier for me to raise the prices because getting a full financial report or an audit on where you actually are is actually important. So guess what, y'all? We made money right here, and we made money right here. Have we sold an insurance policy yet? Have we sold an insurance policy yet? Carol, we've already made money in 2 different areas, and we have yet to sell a policy. Wow. This is crazy. So watch. I want us to do the math. So my average course is 498. I got like 7 of them now. I got like 12 of them. 498. And then my consultation is 150. Somebody do the math. How much do I make just on one client with those 2 spaces right there? How much is that? Somebody put it in the chat. 648. Somebody said 6. I made $650 before I even sold a policy. Now, who liked them numbers? Before I even sold a policy, I made $600. So watch this. After I do my audit, and this is, can I tell y'all something? This right here is going to ruffle a couple of y'all feathers. And I don't care. You ready? Here it is. We need to stop this lie. If I don't go into that house and sell them a policy, they're going to die. And if they die, it is on me. And that is my fault that they died without a policy. No, it's not. That's their fault. It's their fault. It's not my fault as an agent. that your finances were not in the right place, and you didn't think of life insurance when you had those children, you had those grandchildren, that is not my fault. So I'm not rushing my process because you didn't do your due diligence. I know this is going to sound crazy. Here's why. We say that because it's easy for us to psych ourselves up to go close a deal when we think like that. See, we got to do some intrinsic, we got to dig deep on the inside on that one. Why do we say that? A doctor does not say, a client comes into to see the doctor. They got stage 4 cancer. No matter how fast the doctor wants to move forward, the doctor still has to do his due diligence, correct? Or her due diligence, correct? No matter how sick you are, I want to get you under this table, but I cannot get you under the table until I've done my due diligence. Is that correct? So if you died before we got to what we need to go, that is not on me. I'm sorry. Because I'm not skipping steps. Sorry. You know what that does? That actually brings some credibility, Charles. That brings credibility to our industry. That brings some respect. And I got tired of clients just coming to me when they found out that they were sick. Can you give me a policy? I need one right now. I just found that out. No. And what am I doing? I'm dropping everything. Okay, how much is it? What you want to do? $75 a month? That's what you can do? And I'm doing $75. I'm immediately out of line. And why am I doing that? Because I want a commission. I want to get paid. Because I haven't found any other areas to get paid. That's the truth. So guess what from here? And I say that to say this. When I get here, when I get to this point, y'all, I don't always sell them a policy. Jake, what do you mean you don't sell them a policy? Because if they got bad habits financially, and we made our clients pay annually, we didn't do month to month. It wasn't no $100 a month, $500 a month. You have to pay annual. You have to pay annually. So that means what? You need to show some financial discipline. Up front, if you can't pay annual, I'll wait. That means that we have what? Budgeting issues, habit issues that I can provide a service for. Do y'all see where I'm going with that? Now, Jake, why would you do this? Somebody said, how do you handle term policies? Kendra said that they got to pay annual. If you can't pay $500 annual for a policy that's going to give you hundreds and thousands of dollars, we have an issue. I am not putting myself in chargeback hell because I want a month to month you. That means that you don't understand the value of this policy. And if they do not understand the value of the policy, that means that there's an education issue that you have to solve. Y'all see that? Josh, you see that? Hope y'all are paying attention because I literally made $12 million last year off this with 2 licensed agents. So now that I understand this, I say, okay, when most people get here and I do your financial audit, and if y'all were to be truthful, you know for a fact that if that client is not serious about that policy, no matter if you're doing a retirement policy or a private banking policy, if they don't see that policy through, they actually lose money and the insurance company wins. Is that not true? So you're not doing that client a favor by putting them in a policy you know they're not going to keep. Just because in your mind you're thinking if they get past the 12 months, I'm good. They get past 12 months, I got paid. If they drop the policy, it's no chargeback. That is a poor place to think mentally. If a client does $100 a month for, let's say, a permanent policy, that's $1,200 a year. $1,200 a year times 5 years is $6,000, $6,060. If they drop that policy before the 10th or 12th year, depending on how the policy is made, they lose money. And they typically are losing thousands of dollars. So them paying me up front $1,000 to get educated actually saves them thousands of dollars, because now when they actually get into their policy, guess what, Charles? They're going to keep it. Y'all understand that? So when I go here, depending on what I see, I may offer a service. A budgeting service, budgeting audits. Jake, why do you use audits? Because I like continual checks. Some of your clients should be on month-to-month budgeting audits with you once a month before they actually get on that policy. Think about it. Think about it. $100 a month. You get paid your advance. Say you had a 100% contract. That's $900. That's a $900 advance. I would much rather my client pay me $100 a month for me to help them with their budget, because there's more money that we can find if I actually do budgeting with them, and I keep the whole 100 without a chargeback. So guess what you do? Before I gave them a policy, I may sell them an annual term, real quick, just something real light. Maybe 400 annual, 500 annual, 400 annual, 500 annual, just to cover them while they're learning. Just a little cover while they're learning. And in the process, I'll sell a 6-month budgeting audit package for $150 a session. So somebody do 150 times 6. They say, Jake, why would you do that? Because I'm more than an agent. And I'm going to show y'all on our calculator how much money most of us are missing. So that's $900 right here. And $900, if some of you were to be honest, if you were to help your client with their budget for $900 or for 6 months, would you not be able to help them find more money? Yeah. Would you not be able to help them keep reaffirming with them why policies and wealth building are important? That's 6 months of time you have to build with them. Isn't that more trust that you can build with your client long term? Absolutely. Does it take a little bit more time? Yes, but guess what? Let's see how much money we've made. Somebody do the math. $650 plus $900 plus $400 for the term. $650 plus $900 plus $400. What's that? You made $1,950 on one client, and did they pay for a real policy yet? No. And that's what we thirst for in the industry. We go up and down the highway, getting fronted $19.50 just to be fronted $19.50. And be scared for 9 months because of this advance that we're receiving. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So now, watch this. Now, while they're getting these services and consultation, then we offer a community. Inside of the community is where other clients are, and they're all learning together, asking each other questions, building up a relationship with other clients that you are working with. Why is this important? That your clients can talk amongst each other. It solidifies your book of business because they're getting to get reviews and ask questions and work with other clients that work with you. Now you're building a community of people that are going to stay around and want to continue to get educated. So y'all know what we've done? So at the community, it's an additional $50 a month. I don't service clients for free. I'm sorry. The audit has nothing to do with the community of me continuously coming to you once a month and talking about, budgeting tips, motivational tips. I may bring in an expert that may talk about business because I want to give my clients what? More value, because I am more than an agent. Y'all put in the chat, more than an agent. We're more than an agent. Why? Because if your client can make more money, Carol, guess what? They'll get more policies. They'll spend more money with you. And most of us as insurance agents, we never see past the signature on that application. We hoping them for the best, but I just want to stay in my lane. I want it to be more. So guess what? After they hit the webinar, they got in the course. After they did my consultations for an audit, after they got the service, after they joined the community, then they get a policy. What are the odds of that policy falling off the books then? Very slim to none. Very slim to none. So let's go look at something real quick. Let's go look at something real quick. Let's look at some real numbers. Here are my numbers. The year before is right here. Can y'all see my mouse? Can you see my mouse or no? Y'all can't see my mouse? Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, the prior year was here. This was 2020. How much, this is paid, how much in paid commissions did I write on my own pen in 2020?
2008 and 040.
Yes, sir.
080040.
Yes, sir. $208,040 in issue paid. Okay. How many clients did I close? 38. The next year. Oh, and this year we made $1.9 million outside of insurance. This is just my pen. This doesn't include my 2 agents, and I only have 2 licensed agents. Now let's go over here. This is the current year. Paid. Somebody tell me what that number says.
747,407.
That's right. $747,000 on my own pen. Issue paid. Not with an agency, Myron. Not with hundreds and thousands of agents. This was on my own pen. Now let's see something real quick. The year before.
And this was after your the other monies that you had already generated.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with my other money. My insurance policy closing has nothing to do with the other $12 million that we made. Now, I closed 38 people the year before. How many people did I close this year?
Is that 41?
41.
5-3?
That's right. So just 3 clients more, y'all. Just 3 clients more. But look at the difference in issue paid. As Ray say, the proof is in the pudding. So I went from averaging 5,000 issue paid per client, which is still above average, to doing 18,000 issue paid per client. Same black community that people said wouldn't take private banking. What was the difference? This was now my second year of implementing this system. And guess what? The people that were learning from me in year 1 were matriculating through my system. And now my clients were coming back after a year of education, ready to move forward when they're ready. Y'all see the difference?
Yes.
So now this is that's not even my most favorable part, y'all. This is my most favorable part. Favorable. What is my persistency?
98.56.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but like I told Ray, my way, my client's sticking on the books. Ray, isn't that what I told you? Ray trying to unmute his line.
Yeah, 100%.
So I went from my persistency, doing it the way of the industry, being a little over 72%. And that was considered like good. Like if you over 70% persistency, you're good. If you don't know what persistency is, it means your client staying on the books. So I increased my persistency. I increased the money per client. I increased the experience and made 1,000 times more money by actually having some pride about myself of being a professional. So let me show you, and this is what brought me to this, and I'm gonna take you to the actual calculator, and I'm gonna use a couple of you as an example. So if I would have kept up, Ray, and everyone else, the old way of doing business, you're talking about a $15 million missed opportunity because I didn't become more than an agent. This is money I never would have seen. And watch this. I never would have even known I was worth making it. And some of us in this industry, you're good at what you do. But the money that you're making is not a reflection of the true value that you can bring and that you have been bringing for years. So let's do something. Let's go to the calculator. I'll start with a person, and then we're going to go to the calculator, and I'm going to show live and in the flesh about how much money on average the average one of us are losing because you don't because more than an agent / profit, because you don't know. Okay. Did I see Anton's Stewart? Are you on here?
I'm on here.
Okay, I'm gonna use you first, all right?
Cool.
So currently, what's your current monthly revenue?
Well over 12,000.
So 12,000. Okay.
Yep.
How many appointments do you go on a month?
Over 25.
25. How many closes do you get a month?
About 12 to 15.
So we'll say 13. Okay. So based on our calculation, you miss out on about 12 appointments closed a month. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Now, these 12 clients that you don't close a month, is it because of one of these three things? Don't have the money, don't understand the product in full, or don't have or understand the value that it can bring long term? Would you say it's those three, the main reasons?
I would say all three. Yes.
Okay. How much do you average per client? You're doing about 13 closes a month, so it's looking like about 900 to 1,000 per client.
Yes.
So $1,000 per client. How many years have you been licensed?
I've been licensed going on 6.
6 years. All right, let's do some math. Based on the calculations, he's currently making $12,000 a month. But based on our system and what we teach of how to add consultations and audits and educate your client, he's leaving $9,906 a month on the table every month in missed opportunity. How does it make you feel to see that, Stuart?
Doesn't make me feel good.
All right, so in total, you're supposed to be making on average about $21,000 a month. And over the last 6 years, you missed out on about $1.5 million over the last 6 years because you've been doing business the way the industry teaches.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So the red is what you're supposed to be making a month. The black is what you actually make. So all this area right here, this white area, is the what you're missing out because you don't have the system to be able to help you do this.
Wow.
And Stuart, you know, because you could have been had this system, your hard-headedness.
You told me. You told me. Yes, you did.
And Stuart was one of the ones I told I was working on a new system. And he was making good money as a young man in the industry, doing it the way that he's been doing it. And there's a difference. Thank you, Stuart. Press the number 1 if somebody want me to run your numbers. I'm gonna take 3 more examples. 3 more examples. If you want me to run your numbers so that you can see how much you're leaving on. Darnell, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
How much money you make a month on average right now?
8,000.
How many appointments you go on a month?
12.
How many closes do you make a month?
Between 6 to 8.
All right, can I say 7?
Yeah, that's cool. Say 7.
How much commission you make per client?
I would say roughly about 1,000.
Okay, that sounds about right because you get 7 closes a month. Okay. How many years you been in the industry?
Same year as you, brother. 2015.
Okay, so what's that, 7?
Year 7. Yeah,
Year 7.
Right here.
All right. So you make $8,000 a month currently based on your current appointment flow. You're leaving $4,600 a month on the table. You should be making $12,000 a month right now. You got a 58% opportunity loss. And over your 7 years, you left $1,058,610 on the table because you don't have the right system to help you implement. How does that make you feel?
Oh, man. My mind is blown. My mind was blown looking at the last example. Man.
So here's the crazy thing. Here's the craziest part. Here's the craziest part. Thank you, brother, for your time. Here's the craziest part. And I'm going to come back to all of you all. I forgot to show y'all the numbers that we made outside of the business. But I wanted to show y'all this real quick. And I'll show y'all I'll show y'all our other numbers after this. But here's the deal. Have I showed y'all how to actually market your brand yet? Have I showed you how to create an undeniable brand? How did I show you how to generate your own leads? I'm showing these agents the money they're leaving on the table, Katina, with the amount of production or activity that they're getting naturally. I haven't even added our system to it. I'm just showing them, Ray, the money they're leaving on the table with what they're already doing. We haven't even added the other pieces. Okay, Nala, you're next.
Hey, Dr. Jake, I just started, so I don't have any numbers. So my lights pass. You can pass on me.
Okay, thank you, Latanya. One more person.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You want to go over your numbers?
Well, I'm not for sure. I'm just a teacher, so I don't know how I would calculate this.
Okay, so you're licensed, right, in the industry?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're licensed. You're just okay. So we'll deal with you on another piece. So just Just hang tight, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. If you're a teacher, you're going to love our system because we actually teach teaching over selling, educating over selling. Let me get one more. Terrence Hall. Where are you, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine. Have I talked to you before?
Yes, sir. We talked on yesterday.
So you already know your numbers.
Yes, but I was going to put, just in case some new agents were getting started.
Okay.
Same boat that I.
Okay, let's get it.
Okay. Let me see. So monthly revenue probably about 3,000.
Okay. For the new one, 3,000 a month. Okay. How many appointments?
I'd say about 5 to 10, 5 appointments.
5. How many closes?
We're really okay for the month. Really about 10. Because what I try to do is work on the weekends. So
Just
about 10.
Just your numbers right now, brother, please.
And closes, I'd say about 6.
Okay. What's your average commission per client?
About 1,000.
Okay, your numbers are off. If you closing 6, you're making 3, you're making 1,000 per client. That means either you in chargeback hell or your numbers are off. Which one?
I'm in chargeback hell.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. How many years have you been licensed?
Since September.
Okay. So just so
2021.
yes, sir. So right now you're bringing home about $3,800. You're actually supposed to be, you're bringing 3,000 just with adding our system of consulting, coaching, courses, and audits. You should be making an additional 3,800. You technically should be at around 6,800 a month right now. So your first year, you should have been doing no less than $81,000.
Wow.
So this right here is important. And here's why. Somebody asked, can a newly licensed agent implement this? The answer is absolutely yes. Here's why. Because consulting, courses, and education should come first anyway. Before selling a product, before selling anything. And you get the mastery of how to utilize that product in the industry first. So if you get field experience just selling policies, you're actually learning backwards. You should be learning on this system as a new agent before you even get in the industry, before you start developing bad habits. Did that make sense, Jabria? Because how you start making money initially will be the hardest way for you to break making money. You can't get off that wheel. So now that we looked at numbers, I do want to show y'all this because I'm a man of facts, research, logic, and numbers. So I want to show y'all this. I'm going to show y'all this. MTAAforum.com. I think it's around this mark.
Real quick.
Okay, let me make sure I share my audio. Okay. Share sound. Nod your head if you can hear me on the video. Quick so that you'll be able to see it. It's sharing to my board as we are speaking right now. I'm going to switch to the screen so that you can see it. As you can see, it says $11.4 million. I'm going to actually refresh my screen here. And I'm going to go January 1st, 2021. January 1st, 2021 to August 31st. 8 months. And as you see, it says fail because we shut our program down. So we can clean it up. How would you love to be able to make $12 million in 8 months and be able to shut down your company for 4 months? So $11.4 million in gross sales, $10.9 million in profit. As you guys saw, it refreshed. I know you're probably saying, well, Jake, what's your writing pen looking like? Well, so that was on the video. My team didn't give me the stuff so I could show on a PowerPoint for us. But that was $11.4 million made from selling courses and curriculums and consultations. $11.4 million. And a lot of us right now are missing out on so much money and opportunity of adding more value to your customer because you are just an insurance agent. And just being an insurance agent, you will always be on the back end of success. So somebody asked the question real quick, Jake, is this going to work for people that are not, where did the Zoom go? Oh, that are not licensed yet, or that are newly licensed, or that are whatever. Yep. Let's go and look at some client reviews. Client reviews. This guy right here was a part of an MLM when I met him. He was an full-time occupational therapist. He's actually one of my 2 agents. Last year, he made how much? $256,000, and this is his second, going into his 3rd year license. 3rd year license, he's already over $250,000. Never done sales before. Let's see what he has to say.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Adelaja, and I'm the Crown Brought Peace, here to speak a little bit about the MTAA program. Man, y'all. I came into the life insurance industry with no prior sales experience. I'm naturally an introvert, hate being on camera, read too much, don't like talking to people. But the things that the MTAA program were able to do for me allowed me, how short of a time was it? 3 years. In just 3 years of being within the MTAA program, I was able to, last year, I ended the year off over $250K paid out. That's not gross, that's $250K issue pay. That's what we call it in the life insurance industry. So if you guys are still on the fence about the MTAA program, I would say get off that fence, get in the water, go jump in that water head first, dive in. It's well worth it.
So Adelaja is somebody who, like he said, doesn't like talking and only speaks when spoken to. That's how Adelaja works. With the MTAA system, becoming more than an agent, it lowers that guard down because you don't have to sell. A lot of us are not scared of selling, are not scared of talking. You're scared of selling because it doesn't feel good to you. It's naturally what it is. It's just what it is. So with Adelaja, he went from the MLM business he was with, he did $1,200 the whole year because they took his entire market. To his second year with us, he did like $58,000 last year because he was still hesitant with going fully with our system. This year, I told him, I said, drop the anxiety. Just give it, go 100% and see what the result is. Made $250,000 and he's only 28, 29. Vicky Dillard, I'm gonna show you some other people. Jamisa. All right, so this young lady right here made close to $50,000 in her first 2 months, and she doesn't even sell insurance policies.
Hello, everybody. This is Athena Adams with AthenaAdams.com. I am a full-time Airbnb host and full-time Airbnb mentor for the Athena Adams Academy. So this year, I became an entrepreneur, releasing my academy, and within the first month, I actually doubled my teacher salary. I was a full-time teacher up until last year. I doubled my teacher salary just on my own. I was able to make $6,000 in that first month as an entrepreneur. Wow, great, wonderful, right? Very excited. Then I started working with Jake. So Jake is a friend of my husband. We've just known him for a while. Never really connected on any business things, but he was like, we're gonna go live. We're gonna take this to the next level. Start working with us. So that's what I did. Started working with him and his team, and within the first 2 months, I was blown away. I was able to make almost $50,000 within 2 months working with him. I basically made my teacher salary within 2 months. and one of the best experiences ever. Love him and his team. Would, you know, anytime I needed them for support, whether it be technical, whether it be, you know, advice on the business, website, customer relations, everything I needed, they were there for me. So and mind you, she never sold one policy. She's not even in the insurance industry. But the system of how we teach, being a consultant first, y'all see what it pays, right? So let's go for it. Let's go to another example. Chandlin, 25 years old, made over $160,000 in her business, used to be a bank teller.
So my name is Chandlin Harris. I am literally like the MTAA baby. Me and Elijah were literally the first people to ever implement the things that Dr. Jake Taylor is teaching in the MTAA program. So I started out in the insurance industry 3 years ago. I was in an MLM company, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. The processes and the systems were not working for me. I did not make any money in that company. Okay, and I just knew there was a better way for me to make money. I knew I didn't have to depend on other people to make money, as in build a team. I knew I didn't have to do that kind of stuff to really make a lot of money in this industry. So I wasn't feeling it. So then I had met Dr. Jake Taylor, and sure enough, Dr. Jake Taylor, he started teaching us things to get us started in the insurance industry, you know, leads and all these different kind of things. And then once we evolved, he started to teach us the things that he's teaching in the MTAA program, which calls for drastic change. Dr. Jake, he literally taught us how to be more than an insurance agent. Like, that's literally what he's teaching. He literally taught us how to be consultants. He taught us how to run and grow an actual business and how to really serve clients, and then in return get compensated for it. So it's more than just being in survival mode, just going from one policy to the other or to the next. It's literally us finding ways to serve the client, but also make money in different areas besides just writing them an insurance policy. So that literally changed my entire life. So I made over $160,000 last year, like by implementing these strategies and doing what Dr. Jake Taylor has taught us to do.
So, you know, I know a lot of y'all, you know, there's over 6 figures. Right now, I was like, yo, I make 6 figures, which I got to understand. Everybody has been with me less than 3 years. And some of them have been with me less than a year, and they're over 6 figures already with our system. This is a 25-year-old with no sales experience that's only been in the industry licensed 3 years. She's been with us 3 years and is over $160,000 with no agents in her organization, no overrides, and doesn't pay for leads. Okay. So this is no paying for leads. This is with the brand. This Alicia, this is my favorite. I'll go back to Alicia at the end. So this is Ken. He used to be a teacher. He came to us 2020. He graduated with Lily, and let's see what he had to say.
Peace, family. I want to give a shout out to Tayler Jacobs and Assets Before Spurgeon, ABS. They've been one of the most influential companies in me building.
Let me show y'all something. Hold on. Right here, look, y'all see that? He literally tattooed our company logo on his hand because of the value. I didn't tell him to do that, okay? Okay, but
dedicated, not duplicated family up in here. But I just want to give them their flowers, and it's been a great journey for me because the first year of my business, I only made 10K, but after, you know, getting with Tayler Jacobs and ABS, I was able to literally almost 6x my income while still working my 9 to 5 and building out my consulting firm, the Black Agenda, where we help people turn their ideas into a business, and from getting their LLCs to their business plan and business coaching, and having that proper guidance to build the business up the correct way has propelled me and put me in another space to where I quit my 9 to 5 and I'm full-time in my business after I've seen the force and the time that it takes to actually build a business the right way. And things have been taking off since then. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Tayler Jacobs and ABS for everything that they have imparted in.
So he's now making $12,000 to $15,000 a month. Oh, get this. He's licensed, right? He went through our licensing program, Eddie, and he has yet to sell a policy. Making $12,000 to $15,000 a month and has yet, Darnell, to sell a policy. I had to call him the other day. I said, did you forget? Like, you got to sell some, like, you got to take them to another level. But what I teach everybody, Carol, is when I'm looking at the client, the insurance policy is not the end all be all. That's why you have to become more than an agent. Greg, that's why we have to become more than an agent. What more value can you bring? And what he noticed was, Roy, the people that he was interested in were entrepreneurs or people aspiring to be an entrepreneur. So he teaches them basic business fundamentals. Then he teaches them how to set up their corporation. Then after showing them how to make money, then he takes that extra money. Then he shows them how to put it into the insurance policy when they're cash positive. Do you see how he's adding more value to the client than just selling the policy? So by the time he's actually talking with his clients, he has 6 appointments with clients that want to start their policies at $20,000 a year up front. Annual. Imagine G. Willikers. He's only a year licensed. 1 year licensed. He's going to do over $250,000 this year. And this is my favorite right here. This is my favorite right here. And then I'm done showing y'all testimonials. This is my favorite. For those of you all that hung tight, I appreciate it. This is Lily. Lily, full-time teacher, PE coach. Never done business before. Never been in business before. Did this spare time, part-time.
Hi, my name is Lee Davis, and I am from East Oakland, California. I'm the founder and CEO of my own financial education firm called Extreme Firm LLC, and it's all because of Disco Finance. Back in November of 2020, I took their ABS advisory training cohort and graduated top of my class in January of 2021. So since February of 2021 till now, I have done great. My results are I have taught 31 master classes, I've sold 12 courses, I have did or completed 33 consultations, I helped 7 families by closing 8 basic life insurance policies and 6 private banking policies, with my highest private banking policies being one of $10,000 and one of $14,400, which is really, really great. And that will help put a total of $3.7 million back into these families' households, back into their generational wealth. And with that being said, I have made a total of $12,116 just with my first year in the industry, only as part-time because I am a full-time high school PE teacher as well. So with all that being said, my experience has been great, and I am looking.
That's my favorite part, the spare time piece, because she got to make additional income and additional money. Oh, I forgot to say, and she did that with no paid ads. No paid advertisement. She's building her brand, and she's getting customers and clients that are working with her through becoming more than an agent. And we're actually more excited about her. I'm actually projecting that she'll probably cross $120,000 this year in her second year being licensed in the industry. The point that I'm trying to make is that, as you all can see, that there is a better way. There's a much more efficient way. And there are 2 types of people that are on the call right now. And I'm just call it out. One of you, the first type, you got great information today. You feel like it's enough information for you to get started to do it on your own. And you're going to do it on your own, and you're going to make some extra money, but you don't have the system. So you're going to get off the call, say, Jake gave me enough information. I got all the information I need, and I'm going to go do it on my own. Well, there's 3 of you. The second type of person is the person that's going to say, yo, listen, I'm going to actually go and set up an appointment that Jake sends after this. I'm going to want to work with the people that actually want to help us win. Here's why it's important. I don't care what company you're licensed with. I don't care what carrier you're with. I don't care what IMO you're with. I don't want to recruit you. I don't like recruiting, nor will I have other agents other than the 2 I have in our organization. Our system can teach you how to optimize where you are, wherever you are right now. And the goal is to teach you to have and add more value. Our goal is to be the industry's upline, reworking and re-strategizing, bringing integrity back into the industry and showing you how to add more value to your clients and ultimately making more money. You could be making 4 to 6 times more money seeing the same number of clients that you're already seeing. And then the third version of you, you're not going to do anything. You're scared of what the price may be for the program. You're scared of what the price may be for the program. You're scared of changing anything, or you're too set in your ways. You think that you're making good enough money and you're willing to just risk it and not change. And I don't care how old you are or how young you are, as long as you got breath in your body, you are young in God's eyes. And you have the ability to adapt. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to move forward so that you can be able to see your life go to the next level. Somebody asked, so can we be a part of the system even if we're not in insurance? Because I need the system. Amazing information. Yes. We have people that have taken our program that are not in the insurance industry that needed to implement this for their businesses. But we do have a special heart in tailoring and conversation to people in the insurance industry, as I am in the insurance industry, to help you transition your insurance agency into a consulting firm. So anybody wants to know like the next steps or how the program works, press the number 1 so that I can get your permission to show you that. If not, you're not interested, you can exit off the program. I'm not doing any more teaching. The only thing that I'm going to do now is just show what's in the program, what you actually get, and the steps to actually set up an appointment. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Ray, Jose, am I still good on time? I just need about maybe like 15 more minutes.
No, you're good, brother.
Okay. So with the More Than an Agent program. Oh, Kendra is in the program. Okay, Kendra, unmute your line. Unmute. Okay. Kendra's in the program right now, actively in the program. I want them to get a live a testimonial from Kendra.
Okay. Honestly, I've definitely taken control of my time. I've realized very much what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And there are certain things that I've been trained to do that I'm like, I can't wrap my head around this. And guess what? I don't have to. I can do what I want to do and create the exact person that I want to target. And I found that I've become a whole lot more productive in many aspects of my life because I literally have a list of things that I need to do today and what my targets are. And it has literally everything from get up in the morning, how much water I should drink throughout the day, things I need to do for my business, things I need to do for planning my wedding, interacting with my parents, my fiance, all the way right down to going to bed. And something I've decided, I just don't have time for people's drama. It saps all of your energy. And like that was one of the things on my list to do this week is to create a formula for how much I'm willing to take on from people. And it's like, okay, you've got 2 minutes to complain and you've got 2 more minutes to tell me what it is that you want, and then we have 5 minutes to come up with a solution.
That's right. And I'm done.
Discussion. I'm not doing this anymore. So yeah, it's a lot, and there are things that I'm like still wrapping my head around. I've watched the videos this week like 3 times, and it's a lot, but it's definitely worth it, and it's not, it's definitely like progressing what I'm creating and the vision I see for my own business, as well as like my own life and
That's
what
right.
I choose to get sucked into and what I choose not to.
And then one more question. When we help identify exactly who you're supposed to be talking with and help with creating the curriculum, how has that process been for you with the videos and with the support of us actually diving down into that information?
It's definitely hugely beneficial to actually have that group conversation because I can watch the video as many times as I need to wrap my head around it, but there are some times that it's like I just need to get this one little thing answered. So having that group conversation, and sometimes something that somebody else says is what I need to hear. It's not necessarily what the classroom aspect is. It could be somebody else in the class that it's like light dawns on Marblehead, and it's like, oh, that's what it is. And it sparks ideas, and you start to create relationships with other people that you can, because maybe your specialty is not their specialty, but maybe they work well together.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
hugely beneficial.
Awesome. Thank you. So she's someone that is in there. Remove spotlight. And so I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you what's on the inside and how it works. So we have a hybrid type of program that is some video, some actual physical interaction. And when we log in, we'll create the login. You'll have a back end where when we log in, you will be able to see the videos and the curriculum that you need. These videos are locked right now, but you'll be able to see the videos and the things that you need. And nearly all videos are less than 30 minutes, Roy. Less than 30 minutes, straight to the point, so that you can get the information that you need. Everything from creating, finding your perfect client, because a lot of us still don't even know our perfect client. You know, to finding your specific voice of how you're going to actually communicate and provide consulting, understanding how the market actually works so that you can generate people that actually want to hear your voice. Then we show you how to create your curriculum from scratch. We show you how to create your perfect character or your perfect client so that you know how to communicate in the right way. We teach you how to build your outline. We teach you how to build your curriculum, your flow, your story, so that you can see how you want your clients to progress through you outside of just insurance. We teach you how to be able to handle certain type of sales offers and how to be able to communicate to your client for them to actually want to purchase from you. We teach you how to build an irresistible brand. This right here is extremely important. The reason why it's important is because we do now, but when we made our $12 million, that entire year, we didn't pay 1 cent in advertisement. We didn't pay 1 cent for leads. And we did $12 million without paying 1 cent. What does that mean? We had a brand that we built that attracted people to want to come and hear from us, that wanted to come and talk to us. And that's important. So we teach you this right here. And it has a lot to do with social media. And in this module right here, we really break down the use of social media and how to use it as a media house for yourself. And it's not that difficult. You get access to our technology. You get a website pre-built. Everything's pre-built. The funnels pre-built. Your emails will be pre-built, so it automatically sends emails to your clients and all those things. And the reason that we do that with a CRM, Roy, is because we own the technology. So you get access to the technology that we own that you only get access through this program. Here is, I don't know how many of you are tired of depending on IMOs or marketing agencies to control your leads or send you leads. We actually show you how to utilize social media to generate paid advertisement for leads. So some of you all are trying to get traffic. Some of you all are trying to get people to be interested. Somebody's line is not muted. To get interested in your products or your services, but you don't know how to get clients in front of you on a consistent basis without you having to pay for direct mail or go and do a live seminar in front of a course or in front of a stage or a class. We never left our office. We never went to anybody's house. We didn't do live seminars. We did everything from our computer. And we want to show you how to do that with Facebook marketing advertisement. And we literally have one of the best marketing advertisement developers in the country teaching you how to do that. And then last but not least, none of us were really taught how to really launch a business. You got your license, you got into it, you wrote your friends and family names down, and then you went and started going on appointments. That is not a proper way to launch a business. So that's why you saw in some of those testimonials, they were saying, in my first 2 months, I made $50,000. I made this, I made that, I made this when I launched my business. Is because we teach you the art of launching. And the overall goal of the launch is for you with the launch to be able to recoup all or the majority of your investment into the program back within the launch. And then every week we have weekly group coaching. We have weekly group coaching every week. Right now is currently Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Kendra and some of the people that are in the program know it's not subject to any time. I'll go 4 hours if I need to make sure everyone's questions are getting answered. So you're moving through the program so you don't feel like you're left behind. And we're actually going to add a couple of more days a week so that you have live coaching and live support to help you get through the program. And so those are some of the things that we want to add value so this system will be able to work for anybody. And what I want everyone that's interested right now, what I want you to do is to do this. Go to mtaaform.com, 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 and press the number 1 when you got there. mtaaform.com. Some people are saying, hey, Jake, what's the cost of the program? The cost of the investment program is $5,000. However, we do have, if you're eligible, we do have other options that are available for those if you are available and if you if you are eligible for different option or payment options that are available. If you want to still move forward. So don't let price be an issue as to why you cannot move forward. A lot of you are seeing that just not having this system in place, you're losing out on so much money. Okay, so when you get to morethananagent.io, I saw a lot of you that were interested. You pressed the number 1, you wanted to move forward, but only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 have said that you're on this site. So when you go to mtaaform.com, you're going to see this. It says $12 million in 8 months. That's literally what we did. $12 million in 8 months. This right here is only 8 minutes. If you just want a quick recap again, just to spruce yourself up. But right now, I would encourage you to go ahead and start booking appointments. Bernadette said, I'm not playing no games. I've already booked it. Go ahead and start booking your appointment to get on our schedule. So that we can call you, set up an appointment with you, and enroll you into the program. Go ahead and do that. mtaaform.com. You'll get to this portion right here. You can actually start booking your appointment on when you want to get on the schedule. What I will tell you is that our program, our next cohort, is ending on the 8th. The registration is ending on the 8th. And y'all see we only have 3 open days for booking appointments. After the 8th, we are not opening it back open until March, maybe April, if not March. So make sure you get on the site, you register for an appointment, for a consultation, for us to walk you through the booking. We'll enroll you, move you forward along the process. Okay? Make sure you're scheduling, because on the 8th, this will be the last day we accept enrollment for this period. Greg, yes, Greg. Yes. So on the 8th, we're cutting it off. Okay. Myron says 1. I guess he's done. So go ahead and Myron, I saw your question. We do have financing options and payment options, because you're probably not the only one. So Ray, I am officially done, my brother.
Wow, Jake, man, that was powerful, man. It was exciting to see everybody's responses, and it's even exciting to see the testimonials too. The testimonials really kind of definitely very inspiring to see the success in that. Guys, I'm just going to tell you from what I know, being in this business, and knowing Jake personally, and knowing Jake before all this happened, and seeing and knowing Jake now, what he is offering and what he's doing. The guy made $12 million in 8 months. In 8 months. You saw testimonials from people who were not even licensed, who got licensed and making 100 or making 6 figures, a year now in this business, and it's only going to grow. So a lot of people, they get intimidated by the price. For Jake's knowledge, I think what Jake's doing with his knowledge is and what he's giving everybody on this call is more. It's more than what he's charging. Think about it. So, what's the price? What's the price to pay? I mean, in business, I mean, you're going to pay a price anyway. It could be a negative price or it could be a positive price. But either way, you're going to pay a price. And what I learned through my career is it's better to find somebody who's been on the path that you want, who are wanting to go down, and be with them and mimic them and learn from them and grow with them. Now, my success in this business has been exactly that. I had paid tens and thousands, if not probably hundreds of thousands, to coaches, to mentors, to courses, for seminars, and every penny of that was worth the education I got. Like I said, you're going to pay for yourself. You're going to pay for your business. What Jake is offering here is phenomenal. You need to take advantage of it. And I believe he's also has some kind of payment arrangements, some kind of financing available as well. So he's making it easier for you guys to take advantage of the course. So if you want to take advantage of the financing and take advantage of the payment option, schedule an appointment, go to morethanagent.io, schedule an appointment, talk with Jake, talk to his team, talk to his staff, and learn how to do this, guys. This is a way literally for you guys to change your world, change your finances, and by doing that, you also will change your address. I promise you, change your zip code. And by doing this business. So Jake, I want to say thank you for taking the time for being on here again. I know that you're a incredibly busy guy. Your passion speaks, through the roof. I think everybody can see that. Guys, this is truly an opportunity to learn something different, to learn something new, to grow yourself as a person, as an individual. And life is all about expansion, right? You want to expand. It's all about expansion. How do you expand? Through knowledge, through education, through wisdom, through everything that we're doing here, through what Jake's doing. So Jake, again, he's going to be part of this call. So we're probably doing some more of these calls again, but I'll take advantage of the time because I think he is, like you said, he's going to be busy for February. So this might not happen again until March.
Yeah. So, and I know I said this last time, but in March we will be raising the price. I don't know if it'll be 8,000 or 10,000, but we are going to be raising the price in March. So if people don't move forward this month, this will be the last time ever that the program is 5,000. And I forgot to say that, but I did want to say that. I know I said that last time that we were thinking about raising the price, but just amount of time that we're putting in and how much more live experience that we're actually giving and want to add to it. We want to make sure that the value actually matches our time. So we will be raising the price from 5,000 for the program to around 8,000 to 10,000 March. So March, it won't 5,000 won't even be in question. So I just wanted to mention that, Ray.
Well, we did say that we're going to do that. So and you're a man of your word. So you're definitely raising the price. Hey, just real quick, is there the financing is available? So I want to make sure I'm correct on that.
Yes, we do have in-house financing. And if we don't approve you in-house financing is no credit check, just based off of commission report and W-2 or whatever income that you make that you can show that you make income. We do in-house financing. And if not, if you don't get approved that way, we do have a partner that does outside funding that can get people funded with as little as 500 credit score.
Perfect. So there's really no reason for you guys to not take advantage of this program. So again, this is an opportunity to really kind of change yourself, change your career. We're all on this call together to to learn more, to grow more, and take advantage of stuff. So I would definitely go to more than agent IO and take advantage of this, guys. This is truly, this is no joke. There's no hype. There's no BS. This is straight up. It is what it is, man. I mean, if you guys want to change your life, change your business, take advantage of this course. Take advantage of Jake Taylor. Jake, I want to thank you very much for being part of this call, buddy.
Absolutely.
And, we will see everybody on the next go round. If you guys want to catch the replay of this, go to ICANN Financial's Facebook page.